Namaste yogis, this is Steven from YogaWorks. Welcome to your practice. You see I have a strap nearby, so if you want to quickly grab a belt or a towel or something that you have nearby that could be handy. It's not necessary, there's a way to do it without it, but it could be nice. So with this session, this is called Got Your Back. And you might wonder, who's this person who got my back? Well, hopefully you have relationships, your partner, your kids, your parents, your family, all of those, hopefully your employees or your boss or your managers. But the main person that needs to have your back is you. You are the main person here in charge of your health and your well-being. You came here to your yoga practice, to your mat, to practice for an hour, to give yourself these tools to step out of this after our Shavasana, feeling just a little bit more balanced, a little bit stronger, a little bit more resilient, or whichever qualities you have decided to work on. On a physical level, we're working on the back, actually. For many years, in my own experience, this was like a dead zone, something I knew nothing about. You can't see it, it's sort of behind you, and my awareness of my back was very limited. And through the yoga practice, I've gradually learned to understand a bit more how the spine works, which muscles are helping with posture. And sometimes through bad posture, or repetitive movements, or holding stress and tension in the body, this gets deposited in the back body. Upper back and lower back are two of the main areas that we're going to be focusing on today. So come to lie on your belly. It's one of my favorite ways to start. If you just had a busy day, you want to take a moment when you just wake up, or before you go to bed, this is a good one. Just lie on your belly. I like to make a pillow with the hands just to rest the forehead. And allow your body to deeply rest into the floor underneath you. It might take a few moments, a few breaths to sink down a bit more fully. And just notice there's no effort needed to stay here. This is a safe place to start your practice. And I'd like you to bring your awareness to your belly, touching the mat underneath you. And then to direct your breath fully into your belly for the next few rounds. And as you really inflate the belly, you feel the lower back inflates with it. It rises a little bit off the mat. And as you exhale, there's a softening and letting go. Inhale, belly pushes into the mat. The curve in the lower back reduces a bit. Exhale, soften and release. Do this a few rounds and just notice. Sometimes it can also be nice to place something on your lower back, maybe the hands of a partner, or a heavy book, or a yoga block or something, just to increase that sensory awareness. But just for a few rounds, direct the breath into the abdomen and feel the effect on the lower back. Almost like an internal massage, really gentle and quite precise at the same time. Nice. And then slowly roll over onto your back. This is where you might need your strap. If you don't have a strap, I'll show you what to do without it, no problem. And then just lift the right leg up to the sky. You can bend that right knee a bit. If you don't have a strap, then just hold the leg wherever, behind the knee, behind the calf, or up at the foot if that's within your reach. Otherwise, take the strap and wrap it around the ball of the foot. I like to have one end of the strap in each hand so the shoulders can relax down, the arms are straight. And then just be a little bit active through both legs. So not just the top leg, but also the bottom leg. So we're not interested in the angle of this leg to the floor, because for some people this will look like this, a lower angle. For other people it will look like, well, much more than I can manage. Maybe your shin is touching your forehead, or anything in between. This is fine. But just find a place that is achievable for you. It's early on in the practice. We don't want to push too hard right now. This is just to build some awareness. And what we're doing here is we're lengthening the hamstrings while keeping a neutral alignment in the lower back. So we're cancelling out the pelvic tilt here. And then take both ends of the strap, if you have one, into your right hand and open the leg to the side. Or if you don't have a strap, then just open the leg to the side, and you can even bend the knee or modify as you need to. And then just watch out that this left hip doesn't come too far off the mat. Keep it a little bit grounded if you can. So now we'll move the stretch more into inner thighs. Just feel that the adductors inside the thighs are getting a good stretch, especially on the right. And then lift the leg back up, transfer the strap to your other hand and take the right leg over to the left side. It doesn't have to go all the way down, it could be hovering above the floor, that's totally fine. And with your right arm you can reach away onto the other side if you like to. And if you don't have a strap, just let the leg rest somewhere or hang in the air somewhere where it feels okay. Couple of breaths here. Now we're taking more into the outer right hip. You'll feel that. The IT band, which connects the hip to the knee on the outside of the leg. And then lift the leg back up. Let's swap sides. So left leg up, right leg straight away from you on the mat. Without strap, you can bend the knee a bit. You can hold wherever with your hands, or with strap, hold one end in each hand and just let the shoulders relax. Let the arms straighten. Couple of moments, feel the lower back. It's in a good place. It's not compensating for any tightness in the back of that left leg. Again, modify your angle. You might have to decrease it or increase it according to your range of motion. That's fine. No need to have it look like somebody else. And just tune into your own experience here for a moment. And we'll open to the side, both ends of the strap in the left hand. Left leg opens to the left. And just let us stop wherever it feels okay. Try for the right hip not to lift too much. And I like to bend the left elbows, have a bit of a kickstand, so that elbow doesn't hover in the air. Feels a bit more supported. Couple of breaths, feel the insides of the legs lengthen, especially the left. And then lift the leg back up. Last one, we're taking left leg over into a twist onto the right side. And the strap is in the right hand if you have one. Now you feel outside of left hip. And whatever else, you might feel rotation, a twist around the spine. Couple of breaths. And then lift the left leg back up. You can set the strap off to the side if you were using one. And then just come up to kneeling. So sit back on the heels. Now we'll practice, actually I want to show you this from the side so you see better. We're going to practice a couple of pelvic tilts. So have the hands on the hips for a moment and then tilt the pelvis forward like you're pouring water out of it in the front. And then tilt the pelvis back. Imagine this is a bowl you're tilting. It looks a little bit like a bowl actually anatomically. So tilt the pelvis forward and tilt it back. And you'll feel your spine will move with it, but let the main focus be the tilt of your pelvis. Tilt back, you'll feel the lower back lengthens. Tilt forward, lower back will arch automatically. Tilt back. And just feel the movement of the hips in relation to the lower back. Often when you experience lower back tension, it's because of a disconnect between these two parts, the hip joint and the lower back. Usually the hip joint gets a little bit too tight from lack of movement, too much sitting, and the lower back needs to compensate for that stability that is lacking. And then you can do it without the hands, maybe hands on the knees, just to feel this pelvic tilt. So you're lifting the tailbone up as the pelvis tilts forward. You're tucking the tailbone under as the pelvis tilts back. Quite an interesting process to become aware of. And try to be quite skillful and precise. It's not a huge movement, but this is good core work. This is good core work. And then settle in the center. That's doing a little bit of T-spine work, which is the thoracic spine, more or less the upper back until the middle back. So hug yourself, so have the hands on the front of the shoulders. And then start to round your back, almost like you have a dinosaur spine, the spike sticking out behind you. You're rounding mostly the upper part of the back. And then slowly twist to your right. I'm not mirroring you, so just figure out where's your right. We're twisting a little bit to the right, just until you stop. And then add a side bend, drop the right shoulder, lift the left shoulder up. Again, a little movement. And start to circle back, upper back bend. Feel the chest rise as you drop the left shoulder down, right shoulder's up. And then twist. Look a little bit over the left shoulder. And then round forward and down to come back to center. Let's do one more round. Continue to the right. Keep rounding your back. Add the side bend, drop the right shoulder, lift the left shoulder. And then circle the shoulders back, lift the heart until left shoulder's down, right shoulder's up. And then twist a little bit to the left. You're pulling your spine in that direction. And then pull the spine forward to round to center. Lift back up, swap the arms, other arm in front. We're going the other way, here we go. Round your back. Stick the spine out behind you, just imagine. Now we're going left first, twist to the left. Drop the left shoulder, lift the right. Slowly roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, and turn to the other side. Side bend, and then twist to the right. And then lower and round forward. Continue to the left for the second round. Twist first, then drop left shoulder, lift the right. Circle back to upper back bend. Right shoulder down. Twist. And then round to come back to center. Release, and then just feel this for a moment. This is one of my favorite upper back exercises. It just takes a minute, but it makes a huge difference. Come into hands and knees. And then just do a few rounds of simple cats and cows. Before we isolated the pelvic tilt and the lower back, and then the upper and middle back, and now stitch them all together. As you inhale, drop the chest, drop the belly, look up. As you exhale, push the mat, round your back, pull the belly up. Really simple. Inhale, you'll feel there's still pelvic tilt, there's lower back movement, there's middle and upper back movement. Exhale, round everything, spinal flexion. Inhale, arch your back, slide the chest forward, pull the shoulders a little bit down and back. Exhale, round your back, push the spine up, push the belly up. Two more. Inhale, enjoy these movements of the breath linked to spinal movement. Exhale, round. One more. Inhale. Pull your hands towards your knees as you do this. Exhale, push your hands away from your knees as you do this. Nice, settle in the middle. We'll do cat and cow, but this time with a side bend motion. I'm going to start by moving my right hip a bit to the right. At the same time, I'm looking over the right shoulder and crunching the right side body here. It's a small movement. You don't have to go very far. And I'll do the same on the left. Hips to the left, look over left shoulder. Hips to the right, look over the right shoulder. Hips to the left, look left. One more each side, right. And left, crunch the left side body. And settle in neutral. Nice. Now lift the right arm up, just turn as far as you go. And then thread the right arm under the left. We'll do this a few times. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread under. Really nice movements for the upper back here. Inhale, open and twist. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, nice and simple. Open up. Exhale, twist under. Come back to center, right hand down. Inhale the left arm up. You probably feel one side opens a bit better or easier than the other one. Exhale, left arm under. Inhale, open the left arm. Exhale, twist the torso under. Inhale, focus on movements, middle, upper back. Exhale. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, go for it. Exhale. Slowly release. Come into downward facing dog. Just feel we've done some nice spinal work, some bit of hamstring preparation. Nice, now walk your feet forward and lie down on your back. One more little warm up piece. It works like this. Place the hands behind the back of the head. And then take the right hand, hold your left knee. Inhale to arch your back lying down. So you're lifting the rib cage a little bit up from the mat. Exhale to crunch left elbow or your forehead to your left knee. Pull everything in. Inhale, arch your back. Lift the lower ribs. Exhale, round, push your lower back into the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, crunch, feel the abdominals, contract the whole front body. Inhale, lift the ribs, lift the belly. Exhale, pull them down. One more, inhale. Exhale, round your back. Nice. Hands behind back of the head. Swap hands, left hand to right knee. Right hand stays behind the back of the head. Inhale, arch your back, lift the ribs. Exhale to round knee to forehead. Maybe you can touch. Inhale, arch. Exhale, push your back of your ribs into the mat. Couple more. Inhale, work with the breath. Exhale, gentle core work, but really effective. We're teaching the muscles when to engage and when to relax. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale, feel the belly expand. Exhale, feel the belly contract. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Release. Bring the knees above your hips. Bring the shins more or less parallel to your mat. And then bring the hands onto the front of the knees. Nice. So probably you feel natural curve in the lower back. Your lower back is a little bit lifted off the mat. That's normal. Now start to press it down onto the mat. You're using your abdominals to do this. Feel this pressure down. The lower back pushes into the mat. And then lift your head just a little bit. And start to push your hands into the knees. At the same time, push your knees back into the hands like you're trying to knee yourself in the face, but your hands are protecting you from doing this. Press your lower back down. Push your hands a little bit harder. I can see when you're not doing it because you look too relaxed. If you're really doing this, you should be shaking with effort. Nice. Press your hands into the knees. Push your knees into the hands. Press lower back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, release. Fine. I've got it. Everything is okay. You've got your own back. Nice. Bend knees to chest. Start to roll a couple of times, backwards and forwards. On the third time or so, we're going to come up. So when you're ready, put your feet down. Come to standing. You can use your hands. You can try without the hands. It's all good. In this session, you should always do that, but in this session specifically, go easy on the hamstrings, so bend your knees in your forward fold. Often when I say bend your knees, a lot of people don't end up doing it, but I really recommend, for today especially, bend your knees. Because you could try it actually, straighten your legs and then just feel, does that feel great on your lower back? Actually, the answer for me is definitely, it doesn't. And then as you bend the knees, your lower back can sort of lengthen a little bit more, which is the focus of our class today. Keep your knees bent, or bend them a little bit more even, and do a slow spinal roll to the top, to standing in mountain pose. Get ready, hands at the heart, stand tall and strong. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale to rise, lift the arms, stretch all the way up. Exhale to fold all the way down. Take your time. Bend the knees, remember. Inhale, now you can straighten the legs, push your shins away with the hands. Lift the spine high enough so you can feel the back muscles getting stronger. This is important for good back health. And then lower your hands down, step the right foot back, lower your knee. Inhale, lift the arms, low lunge. Exhale, prepare for plank. Inhale in plank pose. Exhale, set it down softly. Locust pose, reach the hands back, lift everything up from the mat. This is great for your back health. We're making the spinal muscles stronger, as well as glutes and hamstrings. And then push back to downward facing dog. Take a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale in down dog. Exhale, step your right foot forward, the left knee touches down. Inhale, rise, low lunge. Exhale, hands down, step forward to forward fold, bend your knees. Slowly roll up, spinal roll. Super good for your spinal health to move the spine in this way. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, dive forward and down, bend your knees as you do this. Go easy on the hamstrings. Inhale, flat back, lift high enough, your spinal muscles get stronger. Exhale, hands down, the left foot back, lower your left knee. Inhale, rise to low lunge. Exhale, hands down for plank. Inhale, plank pose, no stress. Exhale, lower down onto your belly. Locust pose again. Lift everything up. I like the palms facing down. You can experiment. Exhale, make your way to down dog. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Inhale here. Exhale, left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, lift the arms, low lunge. Exhale, hands down, step forward, bend knees as you fold. Spinal roll to come up. Take your time. Feel each part of the spine lengthen up, and then let the arms follow. Inhale. Exhale, we'll do a second round of these sun salutations. Bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, a good opportunity to strengthen the back of your core. Exhale, left foot back, This time keep your knee lifted, lift the arms, high lunge. Lower your hands, inhale plank. Exhale, lower down. Come up to your elbows for Sphinx. You can interlace hands together, or have the palms down, you can choose. Tuck your toes, forearm plank. A moment here in forearm plank. And then as you hold, just shift a little bit forward and a little bit back. A little bit forward, a little bit back. And just feel how your core reacts to these movements. What is required. And often it's a lot of mental work because your mind says, no way, this is hard. I will never be able to do this. You make it look so easy. No, it's not easy. And then lower down. Inhale, cobra pose, just lift a little bit. Mostly the strength of your back. So if you let go of your hands, you shouldn't be collapsing down completely. Nice. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. Exhale, right foot forward, left knee down. Lift your arms, low lunge, or high lunge, actually with the high lunge the other side. Exhale, step forward, forward fold, bend knees. Spinal roll, take your time, roll up. To mountain and lift your arms, inhale. Let it be amazing. Exhale, dive forward and down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, the left foot back, high lunge is coming up. Inhale, lift the arms. If you can, keep the back knee lifted. Lower your hands for plank. Inhale, plank pose. Gather your focus from the corners of your yoga mat. Exhale, slowly go down. Sphinx pose. Elbows under your shoulders. And then you've guessed it. Tuck your toes, lift up, forearm plank. Amazing work to strengthen the whole anterior chain of your body. And then we'll just briefly go into side plank roll to the left, the outside edge of the left foot. Maybe lift the right arm. 3, 2, 1. Swap sides. Come onto the outside edge of the right foot. You can keep left hand down or lift it up. 3, 2, 1. One more side to each side. One more time. On the left arm, on the right. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, left foot forward. High lunge, I didn't forget this time. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, bend knees, step forward. Stay soft as you roll up, one vertebra at a time. Lift your arms, inhale. Exhale, let the hands come to the heart center. Breathe into this center for a breath or two. And then inhale, lift your arms, rise up. Exhale to forward fold. Bend your knees again, we're softening the hamstrings so that the lower back has more space. Inhale, flat back. Now we're strengthening the lower back and the areas around it. Exhale, just step to down dog this time. I'm going to turn around so you see a bit better. Step your right foot forward. Turn the left heel down and then shift your left foot a bit wider so there's a bit of space between the feet. And then come up. And first face towards the front of your mat. Have your hands on the hips. This is warrior one legs. But then turn your hips a bit towards, let's say, 45 degrees to the left. So it's between warrior two, which would be all the way open, more or less, and warrior one, which would be facing forward as much as possible. So we're facing the hips towards the top left corner of the mat. One of my teachers, Jason Cranwell, calls this warrior 1.5. It's really great to not have that torque and tension around the hips, to make Warrior One feel good basically, because often it actually doesn't. And then if you want, lift the arms. So you're facing kind of at the diagonal with your torso. And your legs are the same as in Warrior One. This feels much more spacious when I do this in the front of that left hip. And it makes it a bit easier to bend that front knee. So go for it, lunge into that right knee. Nice, and then lower the hands down. You can step your back foot in a little bit to shorten the stance, maybe a third of the way or so. And then first, bend your front knee. Bend the front knee. Push that heel down. And then create the action of wanting to drag that right heel back from your right hip. Keep the right knee bent. So now we're engaging the hamstring, right hamstring, as we are lengthening it. It's a really good way to work. It sends a signal of strength, of stability through your whole body. And now do the opposite. Push the heel down, straighten the leg a little bit more, and attempt to drag the right foot forward. Of course, it's stuck on the mat. It's not going to go anywhere. Just to creating some different sensations to work with. Nice. And then step into Warrior 3. Lift the left leg behind you. And if it's possible, lift the arms, the hands off the mat. Maybe bring them to your heart. A really great pose to strengthen the back body, lower back, glute and hamstring of the lifted leg. Nice, hands come down, step back with the left foot. A big step back. Lower that left knee down. And then lift hands to heart. Twist the left elbow over your right knee. And then just push the hands together a little bit to turn your chest to the right. Let the breath be calm and slow. Remember how we started on the belly? That's the kind of feeling we want to recreate even in more challenging poses like this one. And then release your left hand down inside your right foot. Stretch the right arm back. Hold this, or if it's possible, grab the back foot with your right hand. And then for this class, you can turn the chest a little bit open, so to the right. And then kick your foot a little bit more into the hand. So instead of pulling it really close, you kick it a little bit away. So you feel the left quad, the hip muscles affect your back health a lot. So if we have a bit of room to work with the quads, the hamstrings, the outer hips, the inner thighs, is going to really help for your posture and to get a feeling of freedom around the spine. Slowly release. Inhale, plank. Exhale, slowly down. Clasp your hands behind the lower back. Inhale, locust pose variation. You'll notice we're doing a lot of locust, no up dog. This is because I want to strengthen the back a little bit more in this session. And then down dog. Step your left foot forward. Turn the right heel down. Place the right foot a bit wide so there's space between the feet. Come up. To sort of Warrior One, turn the hips forward. Feel how that feels in the front of that right hip and elsewhere. And then turn the hips a bit more towards the diagonal on the right. See how that feels. For me, it was a world of difference. And then lift the arms if you like. Warrior 1.5. Why not? And then just feel how the spine can rise a little bit more easily. If we're to turn forward, there would be this pressure in the lower back, the hip flexors pulling, but now we have softened that a bit by opening up a bit to the diagonal. Nice, lower the hands down. Step the back foot a bit in, maybe a third of the way. Bend the front knee a little bit. And then pushing that left foot down, pull it back almost like you're trying to slide it towards the back of the mat, but let it be stuck on the sticky mat. So pull from that left hip and let that left hamstring engage. You can even just tap it just to check. Nice. And now second part of the stretch, straighten the left leg as best as you can. And attempt to slide the left foot forward and away from you. Now the quad switches on a little bit more, the front of that left thigh. And we're asking that left hamstring to lengthen in a different way. Good. Step onto your left foot, lift the right leg high for warrior 3. If it's possible, have the hands off the mat, maybe at the heart, it's a good start. A moment here, if you feel off balance, just bend that left knee a bit. It's going to help to stay here. Or if it's possible, you can straighten the leg. And then hands down, take a big step back with your right foot, lower the right knee. We're coming to the twist, lift up. Hands at the heart, right elbow hooks over the left knee. And then press the elbows a little bit. The bottom elbow goes into the left knee. Press the hands together. Sometimes this one takes your breath away a little bit, but we want to recreate those smooth, calming breaths that we practiced right at the start. You might even have to back out of the stretch a little bit, the twist, to make that happen. Nice. Right hand, place it inside the left foot. Left hand, reach it back. If you can, hold the back foot. Otherwise, just twist back like an easy twist. And then instead of pulling the heel as close as you can, open the chest, kick your foot back into the hand. Like your right foot is trying to escape from the hand, but you're not letting it get away. Feel the length at the front of that right hip and thigh. This is really helping, especially after a long period of sitting, to create a bit of space in the front of that hip joint. Your lower back will thank you later. And then slowly release. Downward facing dog. Nice. From here, I'm going to turn around again, step your right foot forward, left heel down, warrior 2. And then can you be in warrior 2 without checking this and changing that and wishing this and comparing that? Just be here. A good bend in the front knee, but mostly a calm space for your mind. Nice. And then lower the hands down inside your right foot. Straighten a little bit or all the way, whatever is possible, in your right knee. And then have the left hand on the left hip. Slowly rotate it open until it stops. So this is triangle pose, but just we've come up from the bottom instead of from the top. And again, it's a good way to work because it doesn't put unnecessary strain on the lower back. If you want to change that right hand to your shin or outside the shin, that's fine. And maybe the left arm can go straight up. Nice. Lower the hands down. Inhale to one-legged plank. Hover your right foot above the mat. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, right leg, stretch it back. Don't lift the hips. We're still in plank. Exhale, right knee forward. One more. Inhale. Right leg back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. This time, lift the right foot towards your left elbow. This is like pigeon pose, except it's probably the most horrible version of pigeon you've ever done. And then place the right shin down. Almost like you're going to pigeon pose, but just sit on that right hip and have the right shin parallel to the front edge of the mat. And then do the same with the back leg, have 90 degrees in that knee. This is called the 90-90 position. Really great place to work on the hips. So if you look inside your legs, you should have more or less like a square or rectangle, and the feet are quite active. Turn over your right shin and knee. And then walk the hands a bit forward and then do a couple little push-ups, as it were. Just bending and straightening the elbows with your chest. You're going as far forward over that right shin as you can. Nice. And then go to your more or less the lowest point. Go a little bit up from there. Push that right shin down, you'll see why in a moment. And then if you can, release the hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hands down. Nice. Slowly lift up, keep the legs the same. Just twist to turn over that left thigh. If it feels like you don't have any space to do that, you can always have the hands behind you as a bit of support. If it's possible, sit a little bit taller. And if you still have space, you can have the hands onto that hip, maybe the back shin. So now we're working with that back hip, which is an internal rotation. The leg turns inwards. The right leg is external rotation. And then with the left hip, soften it down towards the mat. And then add a little side bend where your left shoulder drops, the right shoulder lifts. And maybe here you can release the hands where you reach towards that left foot and knee with your hands. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Nice. From here, just step into plank. And to downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward for warrior 2. Not too many instructions, just be in warrior 2 for a moment. Pause your movements, your body. And pause your mind if you can. Thoughts are coming and going, that's not going to pause anytime soon. Or ever. But you don't have to pay attention to all the stream of thoughts. Lower the hands inside your left foot. Straighten the left leg a little bit, or all the way if it's available. Have left hand on, no, right hand, right hip. Open the hip until it stops. And then left hand can stay inside, on the shin, or outside. I quite like outside personally. And then you're just rotating the right hip up a little bit. And if you want to, you can add the right arm going straight up, triangle pose. You're doing just fine. This is a good place to be without comparing, without wanting to be somewhere else, without thinking of the rest of your day. This is what yoga is teaching us. You've got your own back. Lower the hands down. Inhale, one-legged plank, left leg hovers. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Keep the hips the same. Inhale, left leg back. Lot of core. Exhale, left knee forward. One more. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, that hovering pigeon pose. Left knee forward, left foot forward. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the left knee down. Just going to turn around so you can see better. We're moving to that 90-90 again. So sit the left hip down. Lift the left shin until it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. And then adjust the back legs to do 90 degrees in the knees, in the foot. the ankle joint, and then we're turning forward over that left leg to start. Walk your hands a bit forward, and then bend and straighten the elbows a few times. It's not always the most extreme and intense poses that are the most efficient. This calm and precise work is really gonna make a difference if you repeat it on a regular basis. A couple of minutes a day could make a huge difference. This 90-90 is a really good place to start. Or the hamstring stretches with the strap we've done in the beginning, the upper back rotations, the slow sun salutation, whatever you like from the session, try to integrate a little bit into your day. Especially if your body gets this feeling like, wow, this is exactly the medicine that I need. And now go forward until your end point, more or less. Lift a little bit up. Push that left shin down, the left foot down, the left hip down. And then if you can, release the hands. 5, lengthen forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hands, just drop in for a moment. And then lift up. Keep the legs the same. We're turning over that right leg to get into that internal rotation of the right hip here. If you cramp, that's actually a good sign. That's your muscles being a bit confused about what is expected from them. They're relearning their function. Hands behind you, or you can hold on. For me, this side is quite a bit more restricted. Doesn't feel as open and free as the other side. That's okay. That's good to notice. Soften that right hip down. And add a little side bend, right shoulder down, left shoulder up. Breathe. Of course you're breathing, but we can probably make the breath more conscious and slow. Nice. Now place the hands behind you. Keep the legs the same. Just start to open that right knee a little bit without lifting the left knee. So keep the left knee nailed to the ground, as it were, and open that right knee until you can't go any further. And at that point, the right knee pulls the left knee with it, and you go all the way to the other side. So now we're back to the first side we just did before. Keep the right knee down. Lift the left knee up, 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 up until that right knee has to follow along, and slowly move to the other side. Let's do that one more time. Right knee lifts, 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 lifts. Feel inner thighs, feel outer hips, and then let the right knee win and pull you over to the right. Keep the right knee down, lift the left knee up until you can't go further, and come to the second side. Nice. Swing your legs out to the long edge of the mat. Bend your right knee and open the right knee to the side. Nice. Left leg straightened, activate it a little bit, and then lift the chest up. Instead of turning all the way over that left leg, it's possible, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but sometimes you have a bit of lower back or SI joint issues. That is not going to be a positive thing. So for the purpose of this session, have the hips or the torso facing on the diagonal. So face on the diagonal, just walk your hands on a 45 degrees angle and just drop in for a moment. You can have the elbows down, whatever works, it's okay. Just feel this space in the lower back. There's no torque to one side, you're not trying to force anything, you're just going straight in the direction your sacrum is facing. Still getting a nice hamstring stretch, getting nice lower back length. It's a good place to be. Take a few more breaths and let this be a little gift to yourself. A gift of calm presence, of recharging your batteries, of taking care of some tender spots so that you can go out into the world again and help others or do your thing. Slowly lift back up. Nice. From here, pull the right knee a little bit more back. So you can just pull it back. Nice. Lower the left arm down. And then with your right hand, see if you can hold the outside of that left leg, or if it's possible, the outside of that left foot. So not so much of a side stretch here, while you still feel the side, but I would like you to more feel the lower back, and you can do that by bending that right elbow and turning the chest a little bit down. And then for me, this gives a really great length on the side of the spine at the QL muscle, the quadratus lumborum. Another one that can cause a bit of problems when you sit too much, you have lack of movement. So just feel that the deep lower back stretch here. Don't worry too much what this looks like. We're not taking Instagram pictures. We're taking care of the health of our lower back here. Nice. Slowly lift up. Stretch your legs out. I'm going to turn around so you see better. Bring the left knee in. Open the left knee to the side. So left foot is inside the right leg. Right leg, right foot a little bit active. Instead of turning over the right leg, we're turning on the diagonal on the left side a little bit. And then just walk hands a little bit forward if there's space. And rest in this simple place. Feel any sensations of your body. There's some obvious louder ones, more prominent sensations, and then there's some softer ones that become visible when you look closer. How does the lower back feel when you move like this, when you stretch like this? Where does the breath go? Can you recreate that same feeling of inflating and deflating the abdomen, the waist, the lower back with every round of breath? And then pull the left knee a little bit further back. Lower the right elbow down. And with the left hand, go outside your right shin or the foot, if it's within your reach. And then turn the chest down. And then just feel the stretched side of the body. And if you turn a bit more down, then see if you get into the lower back, along the length of the spine on the left. Relax the lower back, it's really going to help to get in there. If you don't feel enough, bend that left elbow a little bit. And when you found that, just stay for a little bit. Let the pose do the work. Let the breath do the work from the inside. Invite more and more space and freedom into the lower back. Nice. Slowly release, let go of the foot or the leg. Stretch your legs out and come to line your back. And then have your arms wide to the side, in line with the shoulders. Bring the knees up towards your chest. And then just exhale as you lower the knees to the left. And inhale as you lift the knees up. Exhale, lower the knees to the right. And just do this a few more times. Continue with this. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower on the side. And again, feel the lower back, its connection to the hips, connection to the middle and upper back, and the shoulders eventually. And just feel the work we've done there. Hopefully you feel a little bit more freedom, a little bit less tension there. And of course, repeating this on a daily basis or regular basis is really going to help. Let's do one more to each side in your own time. And when you're done, straighten the legs out. Arrange your body on the mat to be maximum comfortable. Turn the palms up towards the sky or the ceiling. And then it can really help for a few rounds of breath to take a deeper breath in and sigh the breath out. Maybe repeat this 1 or 2 more times, letting go of any remaining tension. When the time is right, let the breath continue without your engagement. Relax the pelvis down. Soften the lower back. Relax the middle and upper back and the shoulders. And for the next few minutes, just enjoy this simple place where you don't have to do anything. You can just bask in the afterglow of your practice, receiving all the benefits. If you'd like to stay in this relaxation a little longer, by all means, take as long as you want. If it's time for you to move on, start to move your hands and move your feet. Deepen the breath. And then bend your knees, roll over onto your side. And when you feel ready, come up into sitting. Bring your palms together at the heart. Feel the effortless connection between the body, your mind, between you and the outside world after your practice. This is why we keep coming back to our mats. Touch your hands to your forehead, to your heart, and bow to yourself on the mat. Namaste everyone. Thank you so much for practicing with me today again. Thank you for making time for your practice. It's not that I've got your back. I'm just offering some suggestions of what you could do to keep healthy and fit during whatever you're facing at the moment. It's you who've got your back. You made time, you did all these exercises, you keep coming back and taking care of yourself. So well done, congratulations. If you want to do any of the previous classes or you want to support by making a donation, you can head over to the website yogaworks.co.za on the online yoga page. And I hope to see you here really soon. Take care, let me know in the comments how you're feeling, and see you next week.